Hello, and welcome to the first ever Astronomy Challenge episode. In this episode, I'm going to challenge you to try and view the moons of Uranus. Now, Uranus itself is, of course, quite a dim planet. It's out in the outer reaches of our solar system, about 1.5 billion kilometres from the Sun. And out there, the planet, if you are in orbit around the planet, you'll be getting about a 400th the light that you would get if you were in the orbit around Earth. Which of course means everything is a lot dimmer out there. However, the planet itself is visible with the naked eye. It's currently at magnitude 5.7 in the constellation Aries, and over the next few years it will move into the constellation Taurus. It's actually brightening as well as it approaches perihelion, which it will do so around the year 2050. To view the planet itself, you can of course just use a pair of binoculars or a telescope, a small telescope, in which the planet will appear as a small bluish disk. But of course, for this is a challenge, and we're not interested in the planet itself, but the moons. Now, to view the moons, it's possible to view the moons with a naked eye, with just the eye and your telescope. With an 8-inch telescope to view the moon Titania, which is magnitude 13.8. But hold on, don't worry, I'm going to get to doing this challenge in smaller telescopes in a little while. Now to view Oberon, which is further out than Titania, you can use a 10 or 12-inch telescope. But there are actually similarly bright moons of Uranus that are closer in. And in fact, there's 5 moons of Uranus that you can view, potentially, with a telescope, visually. But the problem becomes that Uranus itself is actually too bright, which is quite ironic, I really think. The glare of the planet actually manages to hide the moons that are closest to the planet. So you really need to try and time your viewing of the moons correctly so that they're at the point in their orbit where they're furthest away from the planet as possible. And that's a real challenge. Another possibility is to try and look at the moons through a high magnification. Some people have managed up to 350 times to try and increase the contrast. Another one would be to use an occulting bar, which is as simple as a piece of wire that you can put across the eyepiece to try and block the glare of the planet. Now, of course, it's all well and good saying just use a larger telescope. That's not much of a challenge. But so also, if you want to try and capture it in a smaller telescope, then you can use a camera, and that's what I've done here. I haven't got an 8-inch telescope. I've got a 6-inch telescope. But using a camera, you can increase the exposure length, and by increasing it just up to 5 to 10 seconds, as I've done here, you can start to see the planets. They start to emerge from the darkness. Start to see the moon. Sorry, they start to emerge from the darkness. The problem, of course, becomes that the longer you expose the image, the brighter Uranus gets in the actual image. So you will need a way of somehow overcoming that if you want to capture more moons. And I've only managed to capture 2 here, which is Titania and Oberon. Now, the reason they're the easiest to get is because they are bright for the moons, but also a fair distance from the planet itself, which means they're the easiest to actually capture. There are similar ones in brightness, but they're closer, so they fall under the glare of Uranus. Now, I really want these astronomy challenges to be interactive and for you to take part in them as much as possible. So if you have any images or drawings that you want to submit, I've got a link in the description below to a shared Google album where you can post those, as well as very short videos. Don't go anything massive there. And then in doing so, you give permission for those videos and photos and so on to be used in a later image, a later video, a later episode, if there is enough response back. And if you managed to do it yourself without creating an image or drawing or so on, then please do leave your observations, notes in the comments below, and I'll also include those in the video, if you like. And if you like this video and like to see more of these kind of astronomy challenges, then please give this video a like and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more astronomy challenges in the future, I've got quite a few lined up in the pipeline that I've come up with that I think you'll find quite interesting and challenging. So do subscribe for more of those. Goodbye, good luck, and clear skies.